Hi, welcome to my channel, Gigi's Altered Objects. This is part 12 of our interactive mini album using graphic 45s. Life is a Kaleidoscope. And we're going to work on some blue pages now. To begin with, I'm taking a piece of 6.5 by 6.5 black cardstock to build our next page. This page is going to start out rather simply. We're going to just do a pocket. So of course this is a piece of 6 by 6 and I took it from the 12 by 12 paper. This is what it looks like on the back. So we're just going to start by adhering this in the center of the black cardstock. And I'm going to use score tape for that. And I'm going to demonstrate how to make a Joy fold card. It's not my original idea. There were several of them I saw when I was doing a little research on different inserts to put in the books. And the one that I found is by Dawn of Dawn's Inspirations. And I will include all the information in the description box below. In Dawn's video, she shows how to do an entire mini book using this style. I'm going to choose to use one of them as an insert. So this page is going to be rather thick, so we're going to keep it simple. This is a strip of 2-inch by 7-inch paper. I cut this again from 12 by 12, and we're going to score 1/2 an inch on each side. You know what? I think that I am going to make that a little smaller. We're going to make it, instead of 7 inches, we're going to make it 6.5. I don't think that I want it to go over in the black area. So we're going to cut it down a little. So it is now 6.5. So I did it at the 6-inch mark and the 1/2 inch mark, because we're going to need some little hinges for this, as we've done in the past. This is going to be a rather thick insert, so we're going to have plenty of room for it. We are edging our paper with the Chipped Sapphire Distress Inks by Tim Holtz. Remember, when doing hinges, you're not going to put the glue underneath the hinge, just in the middle. And that affords you some extra space in your pocket when you have large items. Give this a couple clips, let it dry, and we will work on the insert. Here are some pieces that I fussy cut. This piece is from the 8 by 8 paper stack. And this one comes off of one of the large postcards you can see on the back. So we're going to glue this on as a stopper. And I think we're going to do it on this side, and then use pop dots to make it a little 3-dimensional. Place a little glossy accents on the bottom, and I also have coated these with glossy accent and let them dry. Put our clip back right there. So I'm going to use more of these black pop dots and place a few on the back of these peacock feathers. Maybe two more. I think I mentioned before that when I take my books back and forth to the craft fairs and they have to deal with damp weather or super hot weather, sometimes the glue on the pop dots fails. So I'm going to include a little dot of glossy accent right in the middle of the pop dots. And that'll help them withstand all the weather that I give them. And we'll put it right over the top of this, but I want to be able to still see the words Kaleidoscope. That one's going a little over, so I'm just going to remove it so it doesn't stick to the actual page. There we go. Next, we're going to work on our insert. Set this aside, let it dry. You're going to need a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I chose the animal print. It is best for this if you have double-sided paper. If you're using something for some reason that's not, you can always do some stamping or add some embellishments to the showing part. So we are going to take our 12 by 12 piece of paper. We're going to score at the 3.5 inch mark. Gracie down there, she's being loud today. Then we're going to score at the 8.5 inch mark. And when I was watching Dawn do this, she likes to score on the back as well. And after I watched the whole video, I could see how that could come in handy. So I'm going to flip it over and do it again at the 8.5 and 3.5 mark. We're going to give it a 1/4 of a turn. And do scoring at the 6 inch mark, right down the center of the paper. I'll flip that over and do it again. We're going to fold it in half at that line and give it a burnish with our bone folder. We're going to fold it up. This is going to help us see our lines better and fold it properly as we go. Give that a little burnish. And up here on this score line, give it a nice crease. Okay. Now, we're going to take our scissors and cut up the 6 inch line. And we're going to stop at our score line. I'm going to do that on each side. Before I do any folding, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges now. I needed those cuts to be in there before I inked it, and I wanted to demonstrate just how I was doing that for you. We'll ink up the edges. Here, here. And after you fold, if you want to give it a little extra, you could do that too. All right, I want the outside to show, so we're going to go like this. No, I think this. We may have to redo it. It's my first time doing it with you. So we're folding up to the score line and making little triangles is what we're doing on the inside pieces. And we're going to do that on both sides. I flipped it over and did it the other way so that more of the animal print would show. Okay, so we fold these down, and then you're going to bring these over to form a pocket. And on this side as well. And I think I'll use my tape here. So we'll start by gluing these down. And when we finish, we'll have 3 different pockets. So we're going to glue them down like this, but you want to be sure you're only putting glue on this part so that you have the pocket underneath, okay? So put some glue right here, fold it down, put glue here, fold it down. Now we're going to fold it in half, but we'll need glue on the sides for our inner pocket. So I'm just going to put a little glossy accents on each side. Glue that down. Magnificent. Put a couple clips on it and make the inserts. For the inserts, we're going to use 2 mats. I'm choosing to use the blue from Tim Holtz Jeweled Metallic. These measure 4 3/4 by 6, I believe. I'll double check that. One of them is 4 3/4 by 10. These are actually trimmed to 5. I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. So these are 5 1/2 in length and 4 3/4 in width. You need 2 at that size. You need one of them that's going to be 10 inches long and 4 3/4 inches wide. We're going to put tabs on the inserts. These are the 2 that are going to go on either side. Here and here. To create these tabs, I used my punch that I've shared with you before and then sliced them in half. You could use a square punch, you could use a round punch, whatever you have, or you just create your own. We did 6 of those so that we'll have them on the top. It'll be 2 on each one. So I put glossy accents on the bottom of that tab. I'm going to set my paper on top of it. I'm going to put glue on the back side of the next tab. I've inked all of these up as well. That way I get it right over the top. Put a little clip and do the others. We're doing this on the top side. This is glued on the side that's measured 4 3/4. Just stick it in your little pocket and make sure you're doing it on the top of it and not accidentally on the side. Little glue here. Dawn was doing an entire book, so she was making sure that hers were graduated so that you could see them throughout the book. But since ours is an insert, we don't have to really worry about that step very much. Take your paper that is 10 inches in length. I'm going to score it at the 5-inch mark. Fold it in half. I think I'll use the flower on the outside since it's blue on the inside of our pocket. This one is going to slide here like this. getting caught on the flap in there. Usually when I do that, I put a piece of tape over the top. This is the first time I've done it, so you're gonna have to work it in there. If you put tape over the part before it folds, then it won't have that little catch, but that's all right. So you're going to open this up so you don't accidentally glue it together. Same thing. Glossy accents. On the bottom of this one. And then if you want to decorate your inserts, I have some peacocks that I have fussy cut. And I think I'm going to glue just the bottom so it can act like an extra pocket on each of those inserts. So we'll just put a little, and maybe a little on the sides too. These were cut from the, these were cut from the cards actually, and this one was cut from the 8x8 paper, but this was one of the large cards. So we'll put that one there, this one here. It looks kind of busy there. I think I'll put it on the inside. While that's drying, take some of my scrap paper and cut some little tags to pop in those pockets. So I have some extra of this, and I can either use the blue side or the flowered side. I also have some of these, so we will pop this shape tag out to put in there as well. Look and see if there's some stickers that would decorate them. This is the shape I used to make the tags. You can see it look like this, and then I just cut them in half lengthwise. Right, we're gonna let this dry, come back and put it all together. Now we have our pocket. Here are the inserts, and we have our little peacock pocket with some tags behind it, and on this side, and then the folded one for the middle. I did choose to round my inserts to round them off. And I have some tape on the back. Our book is getting quite fat. That's why we only did the one side of this. Remove the tape. Take this out for a moment. There we go. So that is part 12. We'll do one more blue page, then the 2 back pages and the covers. Be sure to leave me a comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Happy crafting.